Hi everyone, it's Jenny, and you can see my little one here, Bella, is with us. As always, she's normally hanging out right behind me. So I just wanted to touch bases with you all, see how everybody's doing. I know it's been really crazy out there as normal, right? But that's pretty much normal nowadays, right? So I wanted to talk about here today this Mercury retrograde. Of course, Mercury retrograde is coming, and you have felt the vibes, as I call it, since August the 20th, around there. And we also have the new moon in Virgo coming up. So I'm just going to give a little bit of some information, like what to expect, how you guys going to be feeling, what's going on with the current energies right now. And I'm also going to pull a couple of cards for the collective, basically from Spirit, because Spirit always has messages for us. So to book a private reading with me, I give out a lot of detailed information because I do read your level of consciousness to see where you're at on a soul level, bring out your past lives and everything that's going on around you. Okay, so these videos basically are for the collective, what I'm seeing in general for everybody combined. Okay, so my website and information below is going to be there for you guys if you do want to book a reading, okay? Because I'm a psychic, clairvoyant medium, past life Akashic record, animal communicator, relationship coach, all of that, okay? So it's very intense. So anyways, let's talk about this Mercury retrograde energy that's coming up here in September 2022. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about this Virgo new moon as well. Okay, that's like literally like here pretty much. So there's going to be more signs affected during this Mercury retrograde time, which is going to be Aries, Gemini, Virgo, and Libra. Okay, like we all get affected, of course, in our own way, but those signs will be getting affected most, right? So, you know, you could find that, you know, like Virgo, Libra, Gemini, and Aries, more intenseness, more emotions, all of that is going to come to the surface. Okay, and it's never easy to deal with, right? There's a certain way to handle all of this. So this time, you might feel a little bit confused, like issues might seem a little bit more complicated than what they are as well, right? You're gonna see my hair blowing because I have fans going on here. It's really hot, right? So this time it's connected very much around relationships, and relationships, of course, can be with anybody, with your partner, your marriage, business, friendship, anything connected with relationships. And it's all about how are we with that? What energy are we feeling with them? What do we need to change? Okay, and it's going to give you that time to review, to reflect, to revamp what's not in alignment with us. You guys have seen all of the pre-signs with friendships, business, romantic relationships, marriages, and all of that as it is. And it comes down to how do we deal with it, right? What is no longer connecting with you, with them, with the situation, okay? And a lot of energy with love has been coming up, a lot of twin flame energy, a lot of soulmate energy is coming to the surface. I've had a lot of people saying, you know, when am I going to meet my twin? When am I going to meet my soulmate? And it's like I said, whenever I do a personal reading, I read your level of consciousness to see where you're at. When is your soulmate coming? When is your twin flame? How do you track that? How do you resolve past karmic relationships? How do you resolve issues with all of that? Because it's very complex for each and every one of us. Okay, so you might find that you're going to have some people coming back from your past, regardless if it's friends, lovers, connections and such like that. And it gives you that time to say, you know what, am I interested in talking with them again? Am I interested in reconnecting? You know, maybe it's that time that we can start a new relationship with friendship again, or business, or, you know, the person who I wanted before, it just wasn't happening. It wasn't the right timing. Isn't that interesting how now they're starting to come around to me? Is that a sign? Yes, it is a sign. Okay. However, it could be very karmic. It can go really badly, or it could be like, wow, maybe it's that right time for us to really connect. Okay, so it is personal for everybody, like I'm saying. Just really pay attention to how you're feeling. Take that time out to really reflect on, okay, am I or are they in alignment with me? Am I in alignment with them? Because to truly have the right relationship, you have to love yourself unconditionally before you really can accept and have the right connection come to you. Because if you don't, you are going to find that you very well could just settle for anybody. And I'm not judging, because we all have our own journey to go through. Okay, so take a look at within. Take a really look at within to see where you are now. What are you looking for? What are you wanting? Okay, what have you learned from your past relationships? What have you really learned? Like when I was teaching meditation classes monthly before COVID, I would always have people say, okay, what have you really learned these past 30 days? Really reflect back on that. Okay, there's always something to be grateful for. We are always open to receive what is best for our higher self and highest purpose when we're ready. Okay, and it's looking at reality of how things have happened, how things and why and all of that. That's why it's really important to really reflect on that. Okay, this energy with this Mercury retrograde, it's going to give you that space and time alone to really restructure, balance that has been off core. But with this new moon energy as well, it can really bring in a lot of confusion. You might be like, oh my God, am I on the right path? Am I like not walking on the path for me? Like, you can always book a reading with me, of course, and I can give you a lot of clarity on to let you know if you are on the right path or not. And even if we're off the path, it doesn't matter, because it's all about that journey. What are you guys learning? Don't force anything. What is being brought to the surface? But be really careful right now with taking risks. Okay, like certain risks are very risky right now. Okay, like during Mercury retrograde, like new doors open and such like that, and that can be okay. But sometimes it's like, you know what, Mercury retrograde is not the time to start new relationships. And it all comes down to, of course, where you're at. Where some people it could work, where some people it might not work with it. Really take a look at, are you guys exhausted? Are you? Really look at that, because there's been a lot of intense energies right now. Really take time to rest. There's going to be some delays during Mercury retrograde, and it's going to be time to take that pause. Really take that time to reflect within. I can't even express that enough. Take that time out for you guys. You've been really busy. I've been so busy myself that I'm like, okay, now I have to really balance out and time for me. Okay, so it's like, okay, rather than working 14-hour days every single day, which I've been doing for a year and a half without any days off, it's like, you know what, now I have to start taking a little bit of time for me and really taking a look at that and being more realistic. Okay, so really take that time and pause within. Spend more time in silence. The more time you guys spend in silence, the more you're going to hear your soul speak. Like some empaths, when you're very empathic, some of you cannot even handle hearing music, hearing the television, hearing background noise of any sort, where it's like, go in nature, go wherever you resonate with. If it's by water, empaths really connect with water. If, you might find that more empaths will be like, you know what, I want to move by water. I want to live by the water. And if you're not able to do that, maybe vacation by the water, right? You're going to be able to come into more alignment, because that water represents emotions, and you're going to really connect with it. So you might find right now as well that you're overthinking a lot more things, you're over processing things, and it's like, why can't I get clarity? Like, oh my gosh, right? And that's because you're overthinking, you're over processing things. And that's when it's like, you know what, I need that space and time alone. And this Mercury retrograde right now is going to be bringing a lot of things to the surface, right? It's going to be bringing back things from the past that it's like, okay, you know what, I started this and I spoke my truth. Like, why isn't anything happening right now? And that's because things were happening in divine timing. When you look back into the Lionsgate portal that happened on August the 8th, a lot of things happened that day. For me, it was off the rocks. It was off the charts what happened that day for me personally. And what happened that day for me very well will come out in September. That'll be really intense, and that will be something that will be very known, right? But whenever you're looking at that time frame with August, this month, of what's happened, really surrender what has happened. Really take a look back and see what happened to me this month in August. August is a huge month because the energies are so intense, right? And with the pre-signs with Mercury retrograde on the 20th, you guys have felt that. And you might see certain things that you started with projects or relationships or things. It's coming back during Mercury retrograde, okay? Because some people have run from certain things. They're like, you know what, ha 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 ha, right? I gotten away with it. I'm the power, I'm the ego, all of that. And it's like, oh my goodness sakes, you have no idea how hardly that's gonna come back on you. Okay, so it's like, speak your truth. When you're walking in your truth, when you're being authentic, that's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters, because a lot of darkness is attacking the light workers right now, and they have been attacking for quite some time, right? It's like, pay attention to that. Stay in your truth, you guys, right? I can't express that enough. When you're walking in your truth and you're like, wow, I've gotten attacked by this person or that situation or whatever. I've had so many messages coming in from people like, oh my gosh, I've been attacked. Like, what's going on with that, right? And it's like, you know what? Take that time out. You are seeing who your true friends are. You haven't seen who your true friends are. You know, there's people that, why does this person did that? They were my friend. Like, what's happened? Like, what happened? And it's like, stand back in your own truth. That person has some issues they have to deal with. And this Mercury retrograde, they could come back. Okay. Some of them could come back and, you know, say, you know what, I'm really sorry. I was going through a lot. I didn't mean to lash out on you. I didn't mean to whatever. And that is your decision to accept that person back into your life or not. You know, sometimes it's like, you know what, I wish you the very best, but our friendship or relationship, whatever it is, I'm just not ready at this time to accept you back. I might be at a different time, or I might never be. Okay, that is your choice. That's your journey to accept one way or the other. Okay, like we had even, I think it was even the 20th, it was last Friday, right? All my work is online, and our internet here, for those of you who live in Calgary, my internet went out. My phones, I had 2 phones. Both of my phones went out. I couldn't even watch TV, nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I couldn't even text people to say, I'm sorry, I can't even talk to you right now at all. Everything was gone, right? So I'm like, you know what? I have no control over that. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a beautiful evening, actually. And I do photography. It's part of my meditation. And I'm like, you know what? It's a beautiful evening. Go down by the river. Get in touch with your emotions. Beautiful evening. I went down to the river. It was so beautiful. I took amazing photos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that came out so amazing. So amazing. The energy there was so beautiful. I connected with some amazing people, like in such a soul level. And I'm like, wow, being surrounded by some beautiful positive energy with people were like waving at me, hey. Oh, it was unbelievable. And I'm like, thank you, Spirit. I was so grateful for that evening. But yet in the back of my mind, and I'm like, oh good God, the internet is off. Please come back in the morning. I can't be down. And I was worried about that. I went into fear mode. I was so angry, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Jeni, just calm down. And I'm like, surrender. And I'm like, you needed to get out. So when things like that happen, you have no control, of course. The only thing you have any control over is yourself, nothing else at all. Okay, so as I downloaded my photos a couple of days later, I'm like, oh wow, I'm so grateful that photo came out. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so this energy as well, surrender. Okay, so this Virgo new moon energy as well, you guys, on the 27th, it's like a healing energy. It's like a healing moon. Okay, and it's all about as well connecting with Mercury retrograde. Okay, so let's just kind of step back a little bit to Mercury retrograde again, okay, because now is the time to start something new with the new moon. Okay, take advantage of this new moon. It's very healing. It's going to start clearing things up. Things are going to start resolving. Issues from the past could resurface a little bit, but things are going to start to resolve. Okay, let end whatever it is. Certain situations are going to bring much peace back to you. You're going to start to get some confirmations coming in. Expect the unexpected as well with any new moons, and especially expect the unexpected on September 23rd with this Mercury retrograde. Circle that date on your calendars, you guys. Circle it, okay? Because you might even be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit confused as well, okay, and uncertain. But try not to worry about it. There's, delays coming in with this energy with Mercury retrograde. Delays. My biggest delay is when the internet goes down. It slows things down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all things are online. You have no control over it. It's like, if you guys want to fight against the cosmic energies, go ahead and let me know how that works out for you. Okay, so this Virgo new moon, the 27th of August, it's a time to renew your strength, new beginnings. You're going to be a little bit more focused with things regardless what it is. Okay, start something new if it's with your health or exercise routine. If it's a project that you guys want to do, set new goals, vision board. Like, I had manifested absolutely everything I wanted to manifest. And at the last minute, I didn't sign the contract, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's not going to work for just certain reasons right now, right? So I'm like, oh God, now what do? I have to create a new vision board. And don't just write down things on what you'd like to happen, what things you'd like to manifest and everything like that. Don't worry how it's going to happen, because the minute you guys start writing things down, it's energy that goes up to the universal energy. Okay, universal consciousness, universal spirit, whoever, they know what it is. And you can start adding on things that you'd like to change or help manifest as well. Okay, so stay in alignment with your integrity and your beliefs, because your integrity and your beliefs will be tested as well with this new moon energy in Virgo. There could be some challenges as well. So it's about the balance, right? It's about the balancing with the healing energy, and that's the balance with what challenges are coming up to the surface right now. Okay, so certain things that you might not wanting to be dealing with, like challenges, you're like, oh my God, I don't want this. Why is this happening? Those things are coming back to the surface as well, and also with this Mercury retrograde. Okay, it's certain situations that people have think, you know what? Remember how I said the ego has come out, darkness has come out, things like that. They're like, ha 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 ha, I've gotten away with it. And during this Mercury retrograde, a lot of darkness will be exposed. Pay attention to media, what issues, what energy is coming to the surface as well that are being exposed. Some light workers are taking a stand and speaking up. I sure have spoken my voice with a certain situation, and I'm surrendering it to see what's going to happen in September with this Mercury retrograde, what's going to be exposed, and I'm surrendering that for my highest purpose. I'm a little bit of an activist. I'm actually a big activist, and anyways, I'm not going to talk about that. We'll just see what happens in August, and then I'll be able to share with you with it when and if it comes out, doing to certain legalities with it. So just pay a certain attention to it, like especially how you guys are feeling and have been feeling. There's a lot of solar flare energy that's been here for a little while, and that's going to continue into September. It can leave you feeling very exhausted. It can make you feel like you've got some night sweats. All of a sudden you're cold one minute, then your body heats up. Drink a lot of water. The solar flare energy causes a lot of disturbances on Earth as well. There could be like more earthquakes. All of a sudden there could be like huge, like massive flooding. There could be like a lot of disturbances, volcano eruptions, certain things with the solar flares. It can be very disruptive for us, and especially for our animals as well. Certain animals might be passing away during this time as well, like new moon, Mercury retrograde, cosmic times. Even my little baby has had more seizures during this time too. And animals, they could be a lot more clingy to you as well. And when they're a lot more clingy, show them a lot of love and compassion. Make sure you do that because it really affects them. You know, more vet visits. People are like, oh my gosh, why is my animal so, you know, acting like this, right? I'm an animal communicator as well. So I'll tune into your animal to see what is going on. If it is for a serious situation, always, of course, doesn't matter if it's yourself or your animals, get yourself checked if you have any uncertainties whatsoever. Always do that, okay? Because there's certain energies that happen to us and our animals during this time, especially with cosmic activity. If you've noticed a lot, you know, there's certain people that have passed away more even. So I've had people like, oh my goodness, like my sister, my brother, or family or friend, all of a sudden they have passed on, like, oh my God, what's that about? Okay, so I will explain to you why, you know, this has happened during this time. Okay, so just make sure that you really tune in and listen to your soul during this time even more so, okay, what messages, and with a lot of confusion that you might be experiencing and going through, like I've had people say, am I even on the right path? I don't feel like I am. Like, what's happening, Jenny? Like why am I so emotional? Everything like that. Whenever you're feeling emotional and you're feeling those tears coming, cry. That's why God gave us tears, right? Like, I'm not somebody that cries in front of other people or anything. And let me tell you, if something comes out, what might come out in September, I couldn't help myself. Like, the tears just came and I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. But things come to the surface that you've been dealing with for so long, right? You know, it's bringing out that warrior within yourself. And touching bases with people, it's showing compassion for people. You know, we all have our own journey to go through, and showing compassion for yourself as well is so important. Okay, so really hang in there during this Mercury retrograde time. A lot of confusion is coming. There's delays with travel. If you're going to travel to new places that you haven't been to before during Mercury retrograde, expect the unexpected, because there could be a lot more issues. I always remember I went to the Big Island in Hawaii during Mercury retrograde, and oh my God, that was the first time I had been there. And I'm like, I lost my phone. All of my ID was falling out of my wallet. I had somebody try to break into my hotel suite. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Normally things just flow smoothly. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, it was really intense. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm here during Mercury retrograde at a new place. Oh my goodness. Oh, no wonder. Not will I ever do that again. And we can go and travel to even a place that we've been before during Mercury retrograde and expect delays, luggage getting lost, you know, and just don't fight with it, because the last thing an airline wants to do is to be down. It's like $3,000 a minute that an airline is delayed. They have to pay $3,000 a minute whenever there's delays. Who wants to do that? Right? So things happen, like, you know, getting your car serviced during Mercury retrograde, more issues can be found, right? So lots of things, technical issues. I hate technical issues during Mercury retrograde. So that's why I'm trying to do this video way before Mercury retrograde. So hopefully I can upload it even today with the new moon. Right, so just be patient. So anyways, I'm gonna pull a couple of cards, okay? Collectively, I love cards. I don't use cards when I'm with a client because I'm clairvoyant. I don't use cards, right? But because we're doing collective energies, I'm going to pull a couple of cards here from the deck. One of the decks here I love. One of my favorites is Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Grace. So beautiful. And because it's very cosmic, I'm going to use this deck. Okay, so make sure you shuffle the cards 3 times before you use them on anybody or yourself, and shuffle them, or clear them on wood, because wood knocks out the past energies. Okay, so let me ask collectively, what is the message collectively from Spirit, from the cosmic collectively, that Spirit wants everyone to hear? What is the message? What is, oh wow, right away. When I have a card fall out, normally they fall out or they fly in the air for me, right? If I'm feeling that energy, I will use that card. And immediately right away, I felt this energy. Oh, it's so beautiful. Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, Dharma. Look at that. Look how beautiful that card is. Dharma is your karma that you've resolved, and you're now walking more peacefully into your clearing your karma. Clearing certain karma, you'll now find that certain things are flowing more smoothly for you. Also retreating to recharge. You know how I'm saying it's very important that you guys take time out for yourself to recharge your energies. That is so important, even more so than ever right now. And trusting the process. You're going to have some confusion, okay? And which is normal, but just be gentle on yourself, you guys. Be really gentle, okay? I'm going to pull another card here. Spirit, what is the message for collectively that the universe wants everyone to know during this new moon and Mercury retrograde? What is the message? Ooh, oh, yes. Karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. Rewrite your story, you guys. Write a vision board. Write a vision board of what you'd like to manifest. Rewriting your stories. Make sure that you have reflected back on past lessons and situations. Because, of course, what we don't resolve, we keep repeating over and over again. That's why lessons are so painful. Who wants to experience that? We all do. Okay, and sometimes we have to keep repeating our lesson until we're like, oh, I get it. Clearing energy within yourself, number one. Self-love is so important, you guys. Okay, let me see now what the crystals want to say to us. I'm using Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Akinois. We'll see what crystals are coming to the surface. But before, like with me, for instance, I wake up every morning and I'm like, you know what crystals? I have so many crystals and I love them all. What crystal am I really drawn to nowadays? Like I can scan energy really quickly from a huge distance and say, okay, I know I need to wear this crystal. I know I need, like I have my aqua aura on. I have my hematite on. I have like whatever crystals I'm drawn to. Make sure you wear it. For that, you know, make sure it touches your skin. That's why I wear jewelry. Like some people, you can put it in your bra. You can put it in your pocket. Like I love jewelry that I wear because it's touching my skin all the time. If I don't have crystals on every day, I will leave my body, astrally leave my body. Literally, you have no idea. When I used to have my show at Shaw TV, I used to have to, my producers used to have to mic me up. And my producer used to say, Jeni, oh my God, like it's so hard to mic you up because all of your crystals. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't get it. It's Mercury retrograde, or it's like a new moon or a full moon, or I need this energy for whatever reason for today's show, right? But they got used to it, of course. But they're like, oh my God, Jeni, you have just so much. And I'm like, I know, but those are my crystals. So anyways, go by what you guys really connect with. Okay, so let's ask collectively, Spirit, what is the energy of the crystals that we all should be wearing right now, or we should connect to for this full moon or new moon? And oh, Mercury retrograde. Okay, and wow, like this is like things happen, right? Fluorite, look at that beautiful crystal there. Find peace within. Find peace within always during these harsh energy times. Especially, like if more than any time, I will take more time for me, especially when I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sensitive to energy. Oh my goodness sakes, like I hide, right? So make sure you find your peace within, regardless what it is. If it's going for a drive, if it's getting away, if it's going for touch in nature, if it's just sitting back watching a movie, like whatever it is that brings you peace, do more of. Do more of, okay? I love that. I love that. Okay. So let's ask another message. What is the message collectively here for everyone from Spirit to help us through? Oh, right away. Oh, wow. Oh, isn't that cool? Labradate here. See the magic within, and make sure you see the magic within yourself. And look how beautiful that is. It's the yellow and the blue for the Ukraine. I also work for a network out of the Ukraine. So I'm sending them love and healing vibes to stop any and all war within their environment, like within. So always see the magic and the peace within. Follow your passions. Like, I have people saying, you know what, Jenny, what is my destiny? And I'm like, you know what? We're all unique. We're all gifted in our own way. You follow your passions, whatever it is you're passionate about, right? Like for me, I do many things that I'm passionate about, but one of the things I do is photography. For me, it's like a meditation. And that's one, I'm very passionate about it. And it's just like, no, I need my meditation. I love doing photography. I'm on my little journey, and it's just so peaceful for me, regardless of what. So follow whatever you're passionate about, because that can really lead you towards your life purpose, your life's destiny. It's part of it, right? You know, most of us are old souls, and we all have different things. Like somebody says, oh my gosh, don't do that. You're never going to be successful. You know what? Distance yourself away from any negative energies. It's very important. Follow what's true to you, always. Okay? So we're going to pull another card here, you guys. Where is the deck here? Gratitude Oracle by Angela Hartfeld, Josephine Wall. Beautiful cards here. I have a few of her decks, so they're very beautiful. Let us see what is the message here from Spirit for this Mercury retrograde energy on this new moon in Virgo. What is the message collectively from Spirit, Universal, for this Mercury? Too many cards fell out. Wasn't liking that energy. What is the message here? Collectively for everyone for Mercury retrograde. What is the message here? Oh, yes. Felt that. Contemplation. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Making decisions. What decision are you contemplating about? What energy do you want to resolve? What do you want to manifest? Take that silence and time for you. You know, and really think about, what is it that I want? What do I want to change? What do I want to transform? How can I move forward and transcend? How can I be the best version of myself? How can I create my business? How can I manifest that job I want? How can I have that relationship? Start writing down what you'd like to change. Make those changes happen. When you make a decision to make something happen, the universe will work with you. Okay? So for those of you who like my videos, make sure you like my video, make a comment on, I want to know what's going on with you guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me, you guys. And I want to start going live on YouTube, but I'm not going to be doing it until I really start building up my channel even more. So I don't have time to do videos every day, of course. My clients are my priority. So if you would like to book a reading with me, of course, make sure that my website will be down below. Make some comments, you guys. Let me know what you like. Let me know what's going on with your life. How are you really connecting with this Mercury retrograde? What changes are you going to be doing? What do you want to manifest, and what's going on with you? And if there are other videos you guys would like me to do or talk about, let me know. Okay? So I am sending you and my little girl here, Bella, a lot of love and light during this time. Okay? I will chat with you guys soon. Bye.